To make the aquarium look nice, we try to place the most beautiful decorations and plants in the golden cut. The points in these places of space the human eye perceives more sensitively. With a degree of simplification, we can get the golden ratio using a procedure when we cut the aquarium into thirds, both laterally and transversely. We connect these points with straight lines. We get 4 intersections, which are called golden ratios. As a substrate, we recommend porous clay or volcanic materials, such as aqua clay, profsoil, or volcano. These substrates do not lean like silicate sands over the years. In the bottom, there is enough oxygen for plant roots and for optimal bacterial activity. Therefore, the roots of the plants are unusually massive and beautifully white. In the bottom, much less sludge accumulates because it is decomposed by bacteria in the presence of the oxygen. For the decoration, we use beautiful, richly segmented roots with the commercial name Amano wood. Roots must be dipped or otherwise drenched, or else they would float. In order to best stand out, we try to place them in the golden ratios. To prevent the substrate from moving to the front glass, we create a barrier in the front of the aquarium. In order for the barrier to look naturally, it is necessary to use different sizes of stones, and then to use stones from a material whose color and structure would match the substrate. For the profsoil substrate, therefore, lava stones of brown or reddish color are ideal. To make the roots softened and achieve the maximum natural effect, it is ideal to attach different types of moss to them. For this purpose, Seachem glue is perfect and can work underwater as well. After 2 weeks, the plants are well rooted. We will carry out the first maintenance of the appearance of the aquarium. First of all, we chop the creeping plants in the foreground as low as possible above the substrate, so we get the plants to thicken and they would cover the surface of the bottom. For this purpose, ordinary scissors are not suitable. We need curved blades. The plant Hydrocodal Japan can be used in a different way than in the foreground of the aquarium. We can attach it to the roots between the moss-sucing tweezers. There it will snap like a liana in time. We got inspired by nature for this idea. Mosses in the aquarium act very decoratively, but they have one drawback. They very easily catch algae. To minimize this risk, we recommend that you take the following precautions. This is mainly CO2 application from a professional set. CO2 greatly supports plant growth, thus limiting algal growth. CO2 Vital has 2 components. On the one hand, it is the source of CO2 in organic form. For us, the second component of barley straw is more important, which greatly restricts the algae. Bactoesix, in addition to spores of cleansing bacteria, also contains their starting nutrition in the form of sodium acetate. In addition, it contains potassium, which is the essential nutrient necessary for plants and which is missing in the aquarium. The growth of algae is mainly due to the presence of organic substances. These accumulate due to poor bacterial activity, little water change, or poor feeding. To remove them, it is best to use activated carbon. Probably the best anti-algae measure is ozone application. Ozone is a gas that degrades organic impurities in water with stellar efficiency. The water is crystal clear after application, with minimal algae. Ozone is also excellent for removing brown leaves from roots, etc. It has positive properties for fish health and activity. After 5 weeks, numerous changes have taken place in the aquarium. On the roots, Hydrocodal Japan has grown beautifully, while it is slowly being pushed away by Riccia fluitans. The reason is probably the lack of light at the bottom. After 3 months, we can now consider the aquarium as fully set up. Plants and fish are in perfect condition. Algae are almost absent in the aquarium. Garra rufa fish are another important factor limiting algal growth. BioFlor Master and Phosphor Plus are essential prerequisites for lush plant growth. If the plants have enough light and CO2, it is necessary to regularly fertilize them. Otherwise, algae will develop. One tip for the end. Carpet plants in the front of the aquarium are often made up of one plant species. In our opinion, this is unnatural. In nature, there are always several species of plants in the stand that are competing with one another. So, if you want to make a natural-looking meadow instead of an artificial football field, follow our instructions and mix different kinds of plants. Then do not be afraid and trim them often and shortly. Cheers, and let it grow!